So we've done our revision, we've got all our facts in our head, we've mind mapped them all out, and we can remember them. But now we've got to be able to apply them under exam conditions. And the best way to do that is to go through past papers and practice regularly with the mark schemes so that you understand how to get the marks down on paper. Now, exam board's pretty good. They give you plenty of help in doing that. There are past papers and mark schemes at most websites. I've listed the AQA and WJEC ones there for media and film studies, and there's also a whole load of other resources here that we've got at Finn and Puck's own pages. Or you can ask for teachers, because some of the websites won't give you the really in-depth mark scripts, but we have them. The problem with media is that it's not like other subjects. In other subjects, this might be a typical example where you have a question and you have some answers that you have to put together, and you have 3 clear marks, and they're obviously for matching these to the correct answers. So as you can see here, if we match them correctly, then you get the 3 marks, and it's just a matter of whether or not you've recalled the answer and the information correctly. Media and film studies are not like that. The main problem is it's not about the facts, it's about the way that you apply them, and also the skill of analysis, and that's very, very difficult, especially when you've got a text that you've never come up against. There's also a great deal of subjectivity between different people, and especially when you're thinking about what the right answer is. Students often ask this, and there is no such thing as a right answer. There is a well-proven answer, but that's a very different thing. And the final problem is, if you have a look at the performance descriptors here, they're horribly generic. You know, you have to tell the difference between what a sound level of knowledge is, or a good level of knowledge, or an excellent level of knowledge. And to be honest, senior examiners have punch-ups about these sorts of debates, so whether or not you'll be able to sort it out is another matter. But there are some things you can do. Number one, you can download the mark criteria themselves, and then you can also look at marked example scripts. Now, these are available on most of the websites, and if they're not available to students, they are available to teachers, so ask us for them. You can see that they are actually marked with the examiner's annotations, and they're usually on the preceding page, so you can tell exactly what's being credited here. Once you've done that, you can then look at the marks that they've given them. So this is a level 4 answer, it's given 7 marks. You can start working out, well, what were they looking for? How many points have been made? What sort of things have been made? Just check before you think you know what's going on by marking a few of your own. Mark some of the scripts, don't look at the result below, and see if you can work out what the examiners would have given it. And if you're right, then you know that you're marking at the same grade as them. If you do this with A grade scripts especially, then you'll have lots and lots of good practice. And from there, you can work out a checklist of the best practice. So you can look at A grade characteristics and think they must include examples, they must include extended examples, they must be analysed examples, and they must be, for instance, related to wider contexts. Finally, there's no point in doing all of this if you're not then going to make use of it and actually test yourselves. And rather than just straight away bringing your answers to your teacher and saying, is that right, is that right? You need to understand whether it's right or not for yourselves. So have a look at your own answers, have a look at the mark criteria, try, perhaps with friends who are doing the same subject, to mark your own. And then see if you can work out which of these 2 camps your problems fall under. Number 1, did you get it wrong because you didn't know the subject? In which case, revise more. You're not ready for the exams yet. Or, did you get it wrong because you didn't read the question properly? Or you didn't do exactly what the mark scheme wanted? Or you forgot to include items on your best practice checklist? If that's the case, repeated deliberate practice, lots more practice papers, are what you need in order to get you through the exam.